All right, let's get into the first game, Reagan. The Kansas City Chiefs, of course, take care of the Houston Texans 23-14. It was a tight game in the first half, but the Chiefs defense really held their own all day. Mahomes threw for 177, a touchdown, not super sexy, but got the job done. Kareem Hunt. Oh, Reagan, I know you were big on Pacheco this week.
Man.
Hunt scored the touchdown, had 44. Pacheco, 5 carries for 18 yards. Did they just like Kareem Hunt's game better than Pacheco's, or is Pacheco clearly still beating up?
He might just suck now, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he might just be bad now. It's possible.
I was at Luke's, and everyone was like, everyone gets in the labs. Everyone starts crafting. We're all talking, and Pacheco was getting a lot of love to score, and I was like, I'm staying away from the Chiefs running back room because I don't know what Andy Reid's thinking. You think Pacheco's definitely a better player than Hunt's, but Hunt's been like it's not even like Hunt's playing really well. He's just like slightly less bad than Pacheco's been.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It hurts.
And really what also hurts is, I had Kelsey 60 yards straight at plus money. I was like, you know what? Travis Kelsey in the playoffs, it's inevitable. We saw it happen last year. He was terrible all season. Postseason comes on. Lights get brighter. Taylor Swift back up in the press box. He goes off. What'd he do? 7 for 117 and a touchdown. I was pissed at myself. I didn't take Kelsey to score. I took Xavier Worthy, who got tackled at the inch-yard line. But he did have 5 for 45. Another solid day for Worthy. The number one receiver now in Kansas City, it seems like, Reagan, right? D-Hop, 1 target, no catches. Hollywood Brown, 2 targets, no catches. Juju, 1 target, no catches. Not that he was up there, but, I mean, it was Hunt with a reception, Noah Gray with 3, Worthy with 5, Kelsey with 7.
Yeah, no, and, going back to that Taylor Swift up in the box thing, I'm not one for controversy in politics, but
that's the one thing you wanted to go back to?
Well, I just basically want to say, like, one thing that sticks out to me is
I know you have a crush on Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's up there. Taylor Swift's up there. The Chiefs win. Then on the Eagles side of the things, where's Taylor Swift from originally? Philadelphia.
Oh, now Kylie Kelsey's all famous.
Who's a part of it now? Kylie Kelsey, Jason Kelsey. Oh, what's good for ratings? The NFL. Oh, and what a good way to announce that the NFL is going to be starting a women's league by pushing the number 1 women's athlete right now with Caitlin Clark. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not going to get political with it. But all I'm saying is, if you follow the breadcrumbs, it tells me it's going to be an Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl, because that gives them a week in between to promote it all, like 2 weeks to promote all the new things. And at the Super Bowl, the camera is going to be cutting to Jason. It's going to be cutting to Taylor Swift. Caitlin Clark will be all up in that box as well. You have to imagine that. So it's just so many different agendas that can be pushed for these big cats to make more money. So I don't know. I'm just following the breadcrumbs. I don't want to get burnt by it. So I'd rather, make a little cheddar by taking the exacta with the Chiefs and the Eagles. All I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger, just a message I'm putting out there.
That's getting clipped, Reagan. Fucking love that.
Follow the breadcrumbs. Chiefs, Eagles. Reagan's telling you, put your house, put your life, put your mortgage, put your salary on a Chiefs, Eagles moneyline parlay this weekend.
Yeah, and it's not. It's like it. Just take out the football part of it. Just follow the breadcrumbs. Like, I'm not telling you to be like Sherlock Holmes out here, but I mean, it just makes too much sense. Just follow the conspiracy. Take football out of this. This has nothing to do with football, and it also works out that it's like, Josh Allen, maybe he'll get it done this time. He won't. Oh, Jaden Daniels, this whole new toy, this flashy newcomer, great storyline, America's sweetheart upsetting America's other sweetheart in the Lions. Like, it's all coming together for the little conspiracy theory. But at the end of the day, what'll make the NFL the most money? And that's that scenario. So follow the money.
Yeah, maybe that's why the refs are bailing out Mahomes so much. But back to the football side. For Houston, Stroud, 245, no touchdowns, no picks. I thought he looked all right. I mean, he got sacked 8 times, Reagan. I brought up on last week's pod. I was like, I'm very curious to see how that offensive line holds up with Steve Spagnuolo and what he's gonna scheme up. 8 sacks. You could point to that being a big reason they lost this game. They can complain about the refs all they want. You can't get sacked 8 times against the defending champs and expect to win in Arrowhead.
Yeah. I mean, that's that. Special teams was bad, and also, did you see that clip of one of the special teams guys fucking chucking his helmet
And then
at
pushing his
special teams
coach.
coach. Yeah, like right then and there, she's been like, yeah, this is how you lose it. Losing your cool like that. That is
They're
not good for the
imploding.
vibye. I mean,
No.
you rarely see that on the Kansas City side. Actually, you did see Travis Kelce the one time push Andy Reid. Kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I knew that was a bad thing. I mean, I wasn't necessarily overly impressed with Stroud. I mean, he definitely played better than I thought he would. I mean, I knew he was going to throw a lot of passing yards, but I really thought Kansas City would dominate this more. But they really didn't. But then again, who cares? Like Detroit dominated all year, and then when it mattered, they didn't dominate. And it's also funny. Like they still haven't scored over 30 points, but they're here. They're still taking care of business. So I think when it comes to Kansas City, who cares how they win it? They're just gonna win it. Like this week against Buffalo, it probably isn't going to be the prettiest game, but they're just going to find a way and they'll get it done. Like I am not, if you're asking me who I'm taking, I can't pick against Kansas City. And I can't trust that Josh Allen will get it done because he never has. Because regular season really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Back to Houston. Mixon at 88 yards and a touchdown. A good game for him. Stroud even had 42 rushing yards. I was shocked with that. That was a bet getting floated around. Stroud 30 yards at like plus 400. I was like, dude, no way.
Take it?
No. But he had that 28-yard run early on. It was like, oh, shit. Stroud with his legs, We were
Whose idea was that?
Do that? I think it was Ryan's. Rylu's.
All right, Ryan.
Shout out around the octagon.
Yeah, no, Ryan. I mean, I will happily do a trade for you. If you're putting out picks like that, I will trade my co-host for you. He can go join the Octagon Boys, and it'll be the R&R Jets talk.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that. Nico was pretty solid in this game, but hey, my question for you is, what do the Texans have to address this offseason to get over the hump? They've been here.
Line for sure.
You're right. It's got to be the offensive line. They need more help there because you have the weapons. I don't think Diggs will be back. The defense was really good. They were top 10 against the pass and the run. You do have some stars over there, young stars, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley. I love Jalen Petrie. I mean, you do got some Daniil Hunter, right? You got some guys. So I think it's just they're sneaking into that same bucket of Baltimore and Buffalo where they're not as established as those two teams yet, but they're getting up there where it's like perennial playoff team, can't get over the hump of Patrick Mahomes, right? Can't climb that mountain.
Well, yes, but I think Stroud needs to take another step as well. I mean, he needs to get to a whole nother level because they can make all the right moves, but I don't think it matters if Stroud doesn't take a whole nother step up because he's
I'd
great
agree with that
right now.
too.
Or I wouldn't even say he's great. He's good. I mean, right now, if you're asking me, like he's probably a top 10 quarterback, I'd say, right around
That's
that,
great. That's great.
8 to 12 mark. I wouldn't say it's great. I'd say he's good. I mean, to me, there's like elite and then there's great. And I'd say he's just good. I wouldn't consider him great yet.
So who would you consider great that's not elite?
Yeah, I would say, Jaden Daniels is great. I would say Justin
Hurts.
Herbert is great. I would say Jalen Hurts is great. I would say Matthew Stafford is great. I mean, I would not put Stroud in the conversation with those guys. There's probably a few more. Like even Baker Mayfield, I'd say is great. But I would just say Stroud is good. I mean, can he become great? Sure. But I think he still has to take another step to put him above it. I mean, you'd like to see him take like a major step, but right now they can make all the right moves, and I still don't care how good the roster is on paper.
Yeah, I mean, 2 playoff wins in 2 years is definitely something you're pretty happy about if you're a Texans fan because he's getting battle tested very early on. He's showing that he can win playoff games. It's just taking that next step, and that's a conversation that we're going to hear about Lamar Jackson all offseason, how he fell short again, and it's just sometimes it takes time for these really good quarterbacks to finally get over the hump.
And I'm not trying to take away from the Texans, but people will be like, well, Justin Herbert doesn't, have any playoff wins. It's like, yeah, fair. But, Justin Herbert also is playing in the AFC West where, no matter how good that the Chargers teams are, they're not winning the division. So they're not getting that first round bye. So I think that a lot of the Texans' success can be credited to the fact that their division has been so bad the past 2 years. I mean, think about it. The Titans and Jaguars are picking both in the top 5. And then the Colts, like even them, they had a good year, but they lost to some bad teams this year. So and even like going into next year, like the way the Colts are trending down. So like, they can make all the right moves. They'll probably be in a similar spot where they're the 4, maybe even the 3 seed next year. They'll probably win their first playoff game, but then they're going to be in the same boat. So, he may be, a wild card merchant over the next couple of years where the Texans are
merchant.
playing in the wild card weekend. They're getting it done because they're getting that first round home playoff game, and then they go against the team that's like actually a whole nother level above them, but they're just a benefactor of a bad division.